Imagine ending your evening with pride. A crisp salad, a bowl of steamed greens, maybe a vegetable soup. You turn off the lights feeling virtuous. By morning, your speech is sticky, your arm feels heavy, or your balance is not quite right. You blame sugar or fried food. But what if the trigger wasn't the usual villain? What if it was a vegetable you've trusted for decades? Not because the vegetable is bad, but because the rules change after 60. Your kidneys, your vessels, your hormones, and your medications rewrite the script without telling you. As a physician and researcher who has spent years caring for older adults, I've seen it repeatedly. The same food that was a hero at 40 can be a hazard at 70 if you ignore timing, pairing, hydration, and medication interactions. Today, we'll examine 9 vegetables that can quietly raise stroke risk in specific circumstances, and I'll show you exactly how to keep them on your plate safely. Don't fear food. Understand your body's new rulebook. Why this video is different. Vegetables are foundational to longevity. I'm not demonizing them. I'm upgrading how you use them after 60. We'll cover the why behind potential risks: hydration balance, glucose swings, blood pressure variability, clotting, bleeding balance, histamine sensitivity, and how medications amplify these effects. You'll get practical strategies: when to eat each vegetable, how to pair it, how to cook it, and how to talk to your doctor so your diet and prescriptions work together, not against each other. I'll include real-world stories, details changed for privacy, and end with a simple nightly checklist that can make a measurable difference by tomorrow morning. Important context before we start. Stroke risk increases with age due to vessel stiffness, atrial fibrillation, insulin resistance, renal changes, and polypharmacy. But your meals can be tuned to reduce nighttime vulnerability. The vegetables discussed are not dangerous foods. The risk arises from patterns: dehydration at night, large blood pressure drops or spikes, blood sugar volatility, and drug-nutrient interactions. Hydration and timing matter. The way you distribute fluids and food through the day can transform your overnight circulatory stability. The 9 vegetables. Mechanisms, risk profiles, and safe use plans. Spinach, oxalates, calcium pairing, and timing. What can go wrong? Spinach is high in oxalates that bind calcium. In some older adults, especially with mild kidney impairment or those taking calcium vitamin D, this can increase calcium oxalate load. Add nocturnal dehydration and you set the stage for microvascular strain. Who's more vulnerable? EGFR under 60 Mulman 1.73 METs 2, history of calcium oxalate stones, heavy calcium vit D supplementation, and people who eat large raw spinach portions at night. How to eat it safely. Time it earlier. Breakfast or lunch is ideal. Cook it. Steam, sauté. Boiling and discarding water lowers oxalates. Separate from calcium supplements by 3-4 hours. Rotate in lower oxalate greens, arugula, butter lettuce. Hydrate steadily through the afternoon. Finish most fluids by early evening. Clinic vignette. Cara, 71, took calcium after dinner and ate nightly raw spinach. We moved spinach to lunch, calcium to morning, and front-loaded fluids. Her stone risk markers declined. Sleep and morning clarity improved. Broccoli. Vitamin K. Consistency and anticoagulants. What can go wrong? Vitamin K1 can destabilize warfare and dosing if your intake swings widely. It's not the vitamin, it's the inconsistency. DOACs are less affected, but consistency still helps overall stability. Who's more vulnerable? Warfarin users, or anyone whose weekly greens intake fluctuates wildly. How to eat it safely. Choose a steady baseline, e.g., 1 to 1 cup cooked, most days. Tell your clinician your typical greens pattern so dosing can match you. Avoid the superfood binge then zero cycle. Clinic vignette. Peter, 80, had INR whiplash after alternating broccoli-heavy weeks with none. A steady 3-4 cup serving 4 days per week stabilized his INR and cut clinic calls in half. Romaine lettuce, diuretic-like effects, and nighttime viscosity. What can go wrong? Large, late salads can nudge fluid loss in some people, especially if on diuretics. Overnight dehydration thickens blood and can worsen morning orthostatic symptoms. Who's more vulnerable? Adults on diuretics, furosemide, HCTZ, SGLT2 inhibitors, or with low thirst signals. Those with morning dizziness. How to eat it safely. Make lunch your big salad. Keep dinner salads small and early. Add olive oil, avocado, beans, or nuts to slow gastric emptying and improve electrolyte balance. Meet your hydration goal by early evening. Taper fluids 2 hours before bed to limit nocturia. Clinic vignette. Inez, 73, on HCTZ, loved giant 8 p.m. salads. Morning lightheadedness vanished after moving the big salad to noon and adding a small broth at 5 p.m. Raw carrots, glycemic oscillation and nighttime stress hormones. What can go wrong? In insulin-resistant seniors or those on insulin sulfonylureas, even modest late-evening carbs can trigger a spike crash cycle. Hormonal counter-regulation tightens vessels and raises BP during sleep. Who's more vulnerable, prediabetes, diabetes, hypoglycemia prone, or those snacking on raw carrots alone at 10 p.m.? How to eat it safely. Pair with protein, fat, hummus, nuts, Greek yogurt. Enjoy raw carrots earlier in the day. Cook them if eating at dinner. If you use CGM, compare late carrot snack versus afternoon snack. Adjust accordingly. Clinic vignette. Louis, 69, on glipizide, ate carrots at 10 p.m. and woke at 2 a.m. sweaty and anxious. Moving the snack to 4 p.m. with hummus solved it. Garlic. Antiplatelet strength and supplement traps. What can go wrong? Garlic can thin blood mildly. Stacked with warfarin, DOAX, clopidogrel, aspirin, high-dose fish oil, or vitamin E, it may increase bleeding risk. Nosebleeds, easy bruising, or, rarely, intracranial bleeding in fragile vessels. Who's more vulnerable? Anyone on blood thinners, antiplatelets, especially if also using garlic supplements. How to eat it safely. Culinary garlic is generally fine. Cooking softens the effect. Avoid high-dose garlic supplements unless approved. Watch for warning signs: new bruising, gum bleeding, black stools, unusual headaches. Call your clinician. Clinic vignette. Ruth, 82, on apixaban, added aged garlic capsules. Gum bleeding appeared. We removed the supplement. Kept garlic in cooking. No further issues. Onions, quercetin, vasodilation, and bedtime blood pressure. What can go wrong? Quercetin can lower BP modestly. In combination with evening antihypertensives, some older adults experience low nocturnal BP and morning dizziness. Who's more vulnerable? Those on multiple BP meds, with autonomic dysfunction, or with a history of near syncope. How to eat it safely. Prefer cooked onions at dinner, raw onions at lunch if desired. Keep onion-heavy dishes earlier in the day. If dizzy on standing, ask your clinician to review evening medication timing. Clinic vignette. Samira, 77, on amlodipine and lisinopril, loved raw onion salads at night. We moved them to lunch and cooked onions at dinner. Her morning wooziness resolved. Corn, a starchy vegetable that behaves like bread. What can go wrong? Corn, especially refined forms, grits, cornflakes, cornbread. Digests fast and spikes glucose. Evening spikes followed by crashes can elevate nocturnal sympathetic tone, increasing BP variability. Who's more vulnerable? Diabetes, metabolic syndrome, peripheral artery disease, or anyone experiencing nighttime palpitations after starchy dinners. How to eat it safely. Have corn at lunch or early dinner, paired with protein, fat, fiber, eggs, beans, avocado. Prefer whole corn on the cob over refined products. Keep portions modest, 1 to 2 cob or 1 to 2 cup. Clinic vignette. Daniel, 70, had late-night grits and woke with palpitations. Switching to a brunch corn and egg scramble steadied his nights. Asparagus, mild diuresis and morning dizziness, 31, Galtiuan 34 So. What can go wrong? Asparagus encourages fluid excretion in some individuals. Combined with diuretics or SGLT2 inhibitors, it can worsen overnight dehydration and morning orthostatic drops. Who's more vulnerable? Those on diuretics, SGLT2s, with low thirst drive or early morning dizziness. How to eat it safely. Enjoy asparagus at lunch or early dinner with olive oil or nuts. Front-load hydration. Taper late fluids to protect sleep. Clinic vignette. Elliot, 81, on low-dose furosemide, ate asparagus-heavy dinners. We moved it to midday and set a 6 p.m. hydration cutoff. Morning steadiness returned within days. Tomatoes, histamine load, acidity, and nightshade sensitivity. What can go wrong? Tomatoes can add histamine, biogenic amines, and acid load, which may trigger migraines, reflux, blood pressure swings, or sleep fragmentation in sensitive adults. Cooking reduces alkaloids and improves lycopene bioavailability. Who's more vulnerable? Those with migraines, reflux, or sensitivity to nightshades. People who eat heavy tomato sauces late. How to eat it safely. Prefer cooked tomatoes earlier in the day. Avoid large tomato-heavy dinners near bedtime. Pair with olive oil for absorption. Keep portions moderate at night. If reflux-prone, finish dinner 3 hours before sleep and elevate the head of bed. Clinic vignette. Marta, 74, had late marinara dinners and woke with headaches. Shifting tomato meals to lunch and using olive oil herb sauces at dinner cut headaches dramatically. Pause and reframe. Vegetables are allies. Patterns are the problem. Vegetables don't cause strokes. Patterns do. Dehydration, glycemic swings, BP volatility, and misaligned medications. When you control timing, pairing, portion, and hydration, you keep their benefits and sidestep the traps. A simple framework. TBC, timing, balance, consistency. Timing. Make lunch your largest vegetable meal. Starchy and diuretic-like vegetables earlier. Finish dinner 3 hours before bed. Large fluids end 2 hours before bed. Balance. Pair carbs with protein, fat, and fiber. Use olive oil, nuts, seeds, beans to slow absorption and stabilize vessels. Consistency. Keep vitamin K intake steady on warfarin. Avoid week-to-week swings in superfood volumes. Nightly 3-2-1 circulation check, 43 or 44:30. 3 hours before bed. Dinner done. 2 hours before bed. Substantial fluids done. Only small sips afterward. 1 minute at bedside. Sit, then stand slowly. If you feel woozy, make a note and discuss with your clinician. It's valuable information for adjusting meds or dinner patterns. Who should be extra careful? Anyone on warfarin or combinations of blood thinners, antiplatelets. Those on diuretics or SGLT2 inhibitors. People with CKD, heart failure, or autonomic neuropathy. Individuals with diabetes, frequent nocturnal hypoglycemia, migraines, or reflux. How to talk to your doctor. Use this script. I'm aligning my meals with my medications to stabilize nighttime blood pressure and sleep. I usually eat vegetable list at times. I'm on medication supplements. Can we review potential interactions or timing adjustments? I want consistent greens intake on warfarin. I'll aim for X cups per day, week. Can we adjust my dose around that? I notice morning dizziness after late salads, asparagus. Should we shift my diuretic timing or modify dinner? Bring a 7-day snapshot. Meals, what and when. Fluids, how much and when. Bedtime, morning blood pressure. Any night symptoms, palpitations, sweats, cramps, reflux. A 7-day senior-friendly vegetable rotation principles. Largest vegetable serving at lunch. Dinner vegetables are cooked, moderate, and paired with protein fat. Hydration goal reached by early evening. If on warfarin, keep greens portions steady day to day. Day 1. Breakfast. Egg scramble with sautéed spinach, small, and mushrooms, olive oil. Lunch. Grilled salmon, steamed broccoli, 3/4 cup. Quinoa, lemon olive oil. Early dinner. Tomato lentil stew, moderate. Roasted carrots with tahini. Day 2. Breakfast. Greek yogurt, walnuts, berries. Lunch. Romaine plus arugula with chickpeas, avocado, olive oil balsamic. Early dinner. Asparagus, small, with chicken thighs, brown rice, broth at 5 p.m. Day 3. Breakfast. Oatmeal with pumpkin seeds. Lunch. Roasted onions, cooked, zucchini, bell peppers, turkey, hummus. Early dinner. Corn on the cob, 1 to 2 with black beans, tiny side salad early. Day 4. Breakfast. Cottage cheese, peaches, flax. Lunch. Broccoli cauliflower bowl with almonds, olive oil, grilled tofu. Early dinner. Baked cod, cooked tomatoes, small, arugula instead of spinach. Day 5. Breakfast. Veggie omelet with cooked onions and a small portion of cooked tomato. Lunch. Big salad day. Romaine plus small kale portion. Olives. Tuna. Olive oil. Early dinner. Carrot ginger soup. Cooked. Quinoa. Roasted Brussels sprouts. Day 6. Breakfast. Kefir smoothie with berries and a small handful of spinach. Peanut butter. Lunch. Asparagus farro bowl with pistachios. Lemon zest. Olive oil. Early dinner. Tomato white bean stew, moderate. Sautéed onions, cooked. Day 7. Breakfast. Whole grain toast with avocado and a poached egg. Lunch. Corn black bean salad, modest portion. Grilled chicken, olive oil lime. Early dinner. Broccoli, 3-4 cup, consistent. Garlic used in cooking. Small sweet potato. Stroke, red flags, be fast balance, sudden unsteadiness. Eyes, sudden vision changes. Face, droop on one side. Arms, weakness or numbness. Speech, slurred or strange speech. Time, call emergency services immediately. Other urgent signs, a sudden severe headache. New confusion, sudden one-sided numbness. Unusual bleeding if on thinners. Common myths, quick clarifications. Vegetables cause strokes. No. Vegetables reduce long-term risk. Short-term risks relate to timing, hydration, and interactions. Vitamin K means no greens on warfarin. Wrong, eat greens consistently. Dosing is tailored to you. Nightshades are always harmful. Most people tolerate cooked tomatoes earlier in the day very well. Garlic is unsafe on thinners. Culinary amounts are usually fine. High-dose supplements are the concern. At-home tools. You can start tonight. Hydration rhythm. Aim to meet your target by early evening. Your clinician can personalize this if you have heart or kidney conditions. Plate balance. At lunch, half non-starchy veg, quarter protein, quarter complex carbs. At dinner, lean on cooked veg and protein, with small carbs. Consistency calendar. Write down your daily green servings to smooth vitamin K intake. Symptom journal. Track dizziness, palpitations, cramps, night sweats, reflux, and morning BP to guide your next appointment. Frequently asked questions. Quick hits. Can I eat spinach daily after 60? Yes. Prefer cooked at breakfast, lunch, separated from calcium supplements with steady hydration. If stone prone, discuss urine oxalate testing with your clinician. Is broccoli safe on warfarin? Yes. Keep portions consistent and let your care team calibrate your dose accordingly. Can I have corn at dinner? If metabolically healthy and well paired with protein, fat, a small early evening portion is often fine. If glucose sensitive, move it to lunch. Are tomatoes off limits at night? If you have reflux, migraines, or sleep disturbances, move them earlier and cook them. Otherwise, keep night portions modest and not too close to bedtime. What about garlic supplements? If you're on blood thinners or antiplatelets, avoid high-dose supplements unless approved. Culinary use is typically fine. Your 5-point action plan for this week: move your largest salad to lunch. Pair evening vegetables with olive oil and protein. Keep greens intake steady day to day, especially on warfarin. Meet your fluid target by early evening. Small sips only after. Book a medication nutrition review with your clinician or pharmacist. Summary: precision over prohibition. Timing: earlier for big salads, starchy veg, and diuretic-like veg. Finish dinner 3 hours before bed. Balance: pair carbs with protein or fat. Use olive oil, nuts, seeds, and beans to stabilize absorption and pressure. Consistency: keep vitamin K intake steady. Avoid feast or famine superfood habits. Closing message: food is not the enemy. Guesswork is. After 60, precision turns healthy foods into powerful allies. A glass of water earlier, a salad at noon instead of night, a consistent serving of broccoli. These small shifts protect your brain while you sleep. Call to action. If this helped, like the video so other seniors can find practical physician-guided advice. Subscribe for more strategies to stay strong, sharp, and independent. In the comments, share which vegetable surprised you and what timing or pairing change you'll try this week. Your experience can guide someone else tonight.